Good evening, everyone. You are now tuned in to Situations the Podcast, and I'm your host, Kelvin.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
Deanna, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good, and you?
I'm doing great, great. Well, as you know, we are now officially into season 2 of Situations the Podcast. So um, I think that we've made some progress here. What you think?
I absolutely think we made some progress. We've had some technical difficulties and, some trials that was trying to hold us back, but hey, we back.
Yeah, yeah. Like I always say, we always find a way to make it happen, and that's what I really truly appreciate. But
Yes.
season 1 was really great to us. We had a lot of good things happen to us throughout season 1. We had
Yes.
people, we had some negativity. We had a whole lot. I think we had more positivity than we had negativity. So I think
I
that's a
agree.
plus, right? But it comes with the territory. You know what I mean? So it comes with what we're doing. Everything that we discuss may not
It
be
does.
to everybody's liking. You know what I mean? So
I
I
do.
mean,
And I actually view the negativity in a different way because it could give you a different perspective on how to look at things too. And
absolutely.
by not but still not taking offense to it.
Right, absolutely. And I never take offense to what people say. I try to look at it from their perspective. Sometimes
Right.
it may make sense depending on how you're looking at it, and sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So but like I say, whether here nor there, we appreciate all comments and all feedback.
Absolutely.
So, throughout this segment, throughout the show or throughout the entire season 2, I'm gonna be doing a whole lot of giveaways. Oh, we're gonna be doing some giveaways. Okay. So
Okay.
tonight, to kick off season 2, I want to do I want to give away 2 sets of tickets to a Chicago White Sox game to 2 lucky
Okay.
viewers. Okay. So what we're
Hmm.
gonna do is we're gonna select 2 lucky viewers throughout today's show. Um,
Okay.
and how you get those tickets are you go subscribe on YouTube to our podcast, youtube.com at Situations the Podcast. And if you tuned in, if you viewing, I want you to interact with things that we talk about, comment, make some comments. That way we can see your comments. We'll take your comments and
Right.
we'll put them on screen. And then we're gonna pick winners from what we have. Okay.
Right.
So that's pretty much what we're gonna do with that. I figure it's time for us to get something back.
Right.
Okay. Um, so to kick this season 2 off real quick, let's just talk about a recap of season 1. I just want to
Okay.
shed some light on season 1 real quick. Um,
Okay.
we had some great episodes from season 1. We had our 2 top episodes were episode 12 with Luna.
Okay.
Right now, I think Luna episode is like at 1.4 thousand views, so that's a plus. Um,
Yes.
Matter of fact, let's do this the right way. I'm gonna repeat that.
Okay.
Luna's episode 12, she's at I think she's at like 1.4 thousand views. So let's give her a round of applause.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that like that. And then we're gonna
Okay.
jump over to we're gonna come back to episode 4.
Okay.
Episode 4 was Secret. Okay, I
Okay.
think you was out. I think you were out for that particular episode, but season 4, I mean, I'm sorry, episode 4 of season 1, we had Secret.
Hmm.
Secret at I think her episode now is like at 1.9 thousand views. So let's give it up for her.
Nice.
Okay, and then we had I want to give a big shout out to London Monroe. I want to give a shout out to Fred, and I definitely want to give a shout out to my girl Brianna Boss B. So we just want to shine
Yes.
some light on those episodes, right? Okay. Now,
Absolutely.
question for you: out of those particular
Okay.
episodes, was anything stick out in your mind that you want to discuss?
I think everybody has something like, fresh to bring. Like I could say collectively, everybody as a whole, they were big hitters. You know what I'm saying? Like they all stood out on their own.
Right, right. Well, we definitely couldn't have did it without them. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Um, well, I know, like I say, this is season two. I know season two. I got a few things lined up. I'm gonna see how those things play out as far as guests. I'm gonna try to have some special guests on. We're gonna just try to,
Okay.
turn it up a notch a little bit. Make it more
Okay.
entertaining for those new subscribers and new viewers. Um,
Okay.
Also, we have a new segment. Okay, we have a new segment. Right,
Ooh.
right, right. And tell everybody about your new segment.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Deanna. I have a new segment that will be airing, while we're talking to you live every week, and it's called What's Your Glam?
Okay,
So how I came up with What's Your Glam is, life be life, and we be going through everything we going through. And, sometimes we be like, oh, I can't wait to take a vacation, or I can't wait to, but sometimes you can't get to that vacation right away. So I came up with the little hashtag, What's Your Glam? And that could be just getting you through your day. You know what I'm saying? Whatever makes you happy. Like your favorite song could be What's Your Glam? Your favorite lipstick could be What's Your Glam? Enjoying your favorite meal could be What's Your Glam? Talking to your favorite person or being around them could be What's Your Glam? Today I had a very challenging day, and my glam was actually just showing up for myself, showing up, being the best co-host I could be, and just continuing to be creative and, push the boundaries of,
right. Okay.
not staying stagnant and just continuing to grow. So today my glam is just showing up.
All right, all right. That's what's up. So you guys just be on the lookout for that. She have her own segment. It's gonna be coming up throughout the show. Um, where like I said, she's gonna tell you, she's gonna talk about fashion, she's gonna give you some tips and things of that nature. So I'm gonna let her deal with that because that's way out of my league. That's out of my league. I'm gonna let her deal with that. So, like I said, once again, to all the fans that supported the show throughout season one, we do have some a fan appreciation, and that's where we're gonna be giving away 2 tickets to a White Sox game to 2 lucky winners. So, if you guys are tuned in, make sure you chime in. Make sure you get over to our podcast page and subscribe, and just show your love. Just carry that love that
Yes.
you gave us throughout season one over into season two. Okay. Um, but before we do anything else, I want to talk about something, Deanna, real quick.
Okay.
Something that kind of disturbed me. Do you remember? It was season one episode. I think we probably was in season. I mean, episode maybe. I think it was either 2 or 3,
Okay.
where we talked about transgender and the
Yes.
LGBT community. You remember that
Excuse
conversation
me.
we had, right?
Yes.
Okay, listen to this. Now,
Okay.
this is exactly, we caught a lit backlash from this during the
Okay.
episode, but
Hmm.
this is the reason I had to revisit this because
Okay.
just listen to this.
Okay.
51-year-old trans inmate removed from women's prison after raping cellmate. I can't make this up. I'm gonna read this again. 51-year-old trans inmate removed from women's prison after after raping cellmate.
Okay, so if she was removed from women's prison, where was she placed?
No, no,
That's
no.
my first question.
They got to. I mean, first of all, you trans, but you still have male genitals. Why were you in the
Exactly.
women's prison in the first place?
And that goes back to my point when I said I wouldn't let my daughter go to the bathroom. They need to
Absolutely.
have their own bathroom because you still have a penis. So then what, I risk the risk the, risk my daughter getting touched out in the public restroom?
So that's what I'm saying. So people came down and was kind of harsh with us for
Right.
discussing that, but here it
Yep.
is. This,
It's happening.
it's happening. So it
It's been
doesn't
happening.
it doesn't make sense. But not only that, listen to this. Ironically, he had been arrested years prior for the same offense. So you can't say we tripping or we crazy or
Exactly.
we gender biased. No, we're not. We just keeping it real. People with this type
Exactly.
of people that think otherwise, I think it's something mentally. I think it's a mental issue.
You know what? And what I want to say, and this is a perfect time to say it, is like ever since social media gave everybody a voice and a platform, people feel like they can speak on anything. And, if you have an opinion, if you're not rolling with them, then you got to be wrong, you know? And it's
Right.
like, it shouldn't be like that. We can respectfully disagree.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
at the same time, when you have the authorities showing you that this is wrong and all this and that, okay, so are some laws going to be changed? Are there going to be changes made to what we're saying? Maybe their own, public restrooms or different things of that nature, because something has to happen and some repercussions has to be set in place where it can't just keep being a slap on the wrist or you just move and check a pieces around or whatever. Like, come on.
Right. Absolutely. Like I said, I really don't understand how this even happened. You know, going into a prison, being an inmate, you
Right.
searched. So how would you let a male, whether they trans or not, they should not be placed
Right.
in a women's prison? Period.
Absolutely.
Because physically you're still a man.
Okay.
You're
Right.
still a man physically. So how do you let that mistake happen? And not only that, if he's been arrested before, he has a record,
Right. Right.
and that record should show this has happened prior because they
But
put it
if
out
he'd
there.
been arrested before, they already knew it was a male in the first place.
Absolutely, my point exactly. So that goes to show you that when we talk about things like this, we just talk about the real. We giving it to you guys
Exactly.
raw. We want you guys to look at it from our perspective because you know if you don't look at it from our perspective, this is what happens.
But
Things
everybody
like this
don't like the
happens,
real. Everybody don't like the truth, and that's the bottom line.
and that's sad. That's real
It
sad.
is.
It doesn't make sense to me, but and we just talked about this, and throughout season one, and here it is. It come to fruition.
So now somebody else is traumatized. So what type of clemency or what do they get? Are they filing a lawsuit?
Right.
Because that type of trauma, okay, they already in jail for the crime that they committed, so they serving their time for that. What's this, double jeopardy? I mean, that means it's just slap on the wrist because they in jail.
Well, like I say, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more research on this to find out what the outcome was, or
Okay.
and we'll talk about it again throughout the next episodes if I can figure out what was the outcome. But like I said,
Okay.
I wanted to shed some light on that because I know we had
Yeah.
talked about this earlier, and during our
And we
during our
definitely got
podcast,
backlash.
right? And
Yes.
now this is being reported, and
Right.
this is nothing I made up. I didn't make this up. This is a actual article, that
But
I'm reading off of. So if you guys don't think I'm just making something up, you know, okay. So I'm not making this stuff up. This
but you
is
know what?
this is true. These are facts.
For a long time, it was talks about, things that people were doing in the industry and this and that, and all you conspiracy theorists and this and that. Now all the stuff coming out, it's like, why do you have to keep being beat over the head, or why does something have to happen to somebody tragically for you guys to believe something is actually happening. Like that's what baffles me. I just don't get it.
Right. I don't understand it either. But all I can say is that there's no way this man should be placed in a women's prison. Not period.
Absolutely.
Another story. Moving on. Another
Okay.
story. Now, you might think I'm just making this shit up, but trust me, I'm not.
I don't.
Listen to this.
Okay.
A woman takes her child. Well, let me rephrase this. A woman's
Okay.
son gets sick.
Okay.
Okay. She takes her son to the veterinarian.
Mhm.
She takes her son to the veterinarian. The
Okay.
doctors see her. She tell the doctors what something is going wrong with her son. She need her son treated. The doctors told her, "Ma'am, this is a animal hospital. You
Oh,
have to take your son to
absolutely.
you have to take your son to the emergency room where he can be treated properly."
Right.
This lady had the
Right.
nerve to tell them her son identifies as a cat.
You know what?
I can't make this shit up. She said out of her mouth, her son identifies as a cat and he need to be treated immediately.
Well,
Now
with that being
what
said,
the hell is going on with society today? You know, you know, how do you explain that? How do you
there is no
identify as a
explanation
cat?
for it.
What's she doing? Feeding them
I
cat
don't
food
know.
and things of that nature?
If she is, that's probably why the hell he's sick.
I mean, come on now. This identify as and I identify as this and it's getting out of hand.
Because
It really is.
if he identifies as a cat and she's going in there like that, I'm pretty sure he was eating cat food, and that's probably why he was sick.
This is unbelievable how the things that people are doing is it's just truly it's just remarkable.
It is. It
It
is,
is,
and that's why general boundaries, humanity, something needs to come back. Something needs to be set in place where it's like, if you want to do that, baby, you on your own. This when you come over here, this is what applies.
man, this is absolutely crazy.
It is.
She said she has no tell that man her son identify as a cat. Wow. I mean, I don't, but please don't think I'm making this stuff up because I'm not. These are the
I
things that I research and I look for. I talk, I read up on, and I say this is very interesting. So I'm gonna bring it to the show. I'm gonna see, how my co-hosts feel about these topics.
crazy. They
It's
crazy.
I mean, something has got to be wrong with them. Something has got to be wrong.
It is.
Unbelievable. Um, I got something for you.
Okay.
Uh, just everyday life. We just some everyday life. I just want to throw some things at you and just tell me what
Okay.
how you feel. What is
All right.
what is the weirdest and most random thing that you may have in your house right now that you own?
I don't know about weird or random.
Something that you may have in your house. You're like, what the hell do I got this for? What am I? What's the purpose of me having this?
I don't have anything in here that I don't utilize.
Okay, okay, all right. I was just wondering. I was just something I wanted to throw at you
No.
to see where you was at with it. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
no,
people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
everything. Not going to say everything in here I utilize. I mean, I have clothes and shoes that I haven't worn yet, but other
Oh
than
yeah, I
that,
know. I
I
definitely
can
know about that.
I can say I utilize everything I have. I don't have any random. No, I can't say that.
What was your funniest childhood nickname?
Plucky light bulb.
Oh my lord, Plucky light bulb.
Be- because I was so light. They called me Casper. They called me Sunshine. They called me Smiley. I was all of those.
Okay, well, you know that I know to this day my nickname still stick with me, and
Hmm.
this nickname came from my grandma. My grandmother named me this name, and to this day, everybody still call me this. They used to call me Pokey the Pig because
Oh,
because when I was a little boy, when I was a little boy,
oh my
I was a
goodness.
little chunky little, I was a little chunky little thing. So she
I
say,
was too as a baby.
right, as a baby, yeah. So, but it kind of stuck with me, and to this day, my family they still call me Pokey. To
So
this
you
day,
poke,
everybody call me Pokey.
you pokey and I'm plucky. What
Right.
the
That's why I
hell?
said. That's why I say Plucky. That's almost what my people called me.
That is crazy.
What are some of the
Oh my
funniest
goodness.
things you remember about your childhood?
Just I don't know. I had to fight. That wasn't fun. It was though, but no, it was like survival. When you went outside, I remember I went out one time, this girl was bullying me. And I had a double dutch rope or whatever. And I came in crying or whatever. And my mom was like, you want to deal with her? You want to deal with me?
Right.
And
Right.
she was at the door. She pointed. I had to go right back outside the door. Boy, she was out there. I had braided that rope up. And she started walking up. And I was like, if you walk up on it, you just walk up on it. Before I
Right.
knew it, I had beat the girl with the rope. She had whips everywhere. And I went back in, jumping up and down. I was like, Ma, I beat her. I beat her. She was like, that's what I'm talking about. You don't never let nobody silence you or
I know.
bully you
Right.
or anything like that. And then after that, she was like, I think I created a monster. Because after that, couldn't nobody say anything to me
I
crazy.
know. I know. Right. Because that you set the tone. You know what I mean? You set the
Yeah.
tone already. But I know it was
Because
like, well,
I wasn't a fighter. And I was like the little one out the group. I wasn't that tall then, you know. Like I
right.
said, I was the little light skinned. And they was like, Then they started saying this girl is crazy. Don't mess with her.
Well, you know what? It was like it was pretty much the same with me growing up. Um,
Hmm.
I'll never forget the block that I lived on. I lived on Chicago Avenue and Drake on the
Okay.
800 block. That's where I'm from, Chicago Avenue and Drake. And one thing I can honestly say about that block, and anybody
Hmm.
that lived in that on that block can verify everything I'm about to say.
Okay.
That block was so tight knitted as a community, and
Okay.
I think this is what the community is lacking today. Because the block that I lived on, everybody on that block, mothers had permission to whoop that ass if they caught you doing something wrong.
I think
So
that was pretty much
you
like
know,
all that was universal because our block was like that too.
yeah, our block was we. I mean, it was like before I got home, I had got 6 or 7 whoopings already before I even made it home. And
Absolutely.
these are true facts. These are true facts
Hmm.
because that's
Yes.
how tight knitted the communities were, and I think that's
Right.
what our communities are missing right now. I think we're missing that village. I think we're missing that
They
village.
they just don't have any respect.
That too. That too.
Because even if you have the elders or somebody older than them trying to tell them something, first thing they telling you is shut the hell up and you a B or a H or
Right.
whatever they
Right.
want to call you.
Yep. They don't want to listen. They don't want to listen.
Or now they want to fight you because they telling you to mind your effing business.
Right. And I wouldn't, us coming up, we wouldn't dare say that to our elders. We
Absolutely not.
that was you was asking for a death sentence. You if you did any of that to any elder and that message got back to our parents,
Right.
nah, that
But you
didn't
know
happen.
what? Even what you say, it's sad, but these kids don't even fear death.
I don't. I'm with you 100%, one
They
hundred
don't.
percent, 100%.
And they don't
I'm with you.
they They don't really have no respect for life. It's I'm gonna do it all now because I might not even make it to such and such.
And that's sad to even feel like that as a teenager, because
It is.
when I was growing up as a teenager, I had nothing but fun. You know, I
Right.
all we wanted to do was go outside and play. You know, we didn't have
Look,
cell phones, wasn't no cell phones
I'm
and
uh,
iPads and you know, we didn't have this stuff that these kids have today. You know, we
okay.
didn't have that. You know,
No.
so it this
Be,
community. Go
because
ahead.
it's separated. Now it was more of a human interaction. So you look forward to being with your friends and even at school, if you had a favorite teacher, oh, when we get in Miss Cross class, she gonna let us watch the movie and we
Right,
gonna go to sleep, or she gonna give us snacks when we answer the question right. You know what I'm saying?
right,
It was that human interaction that
absolutely.
provided emotion. Now you can create whoever you want to be, emotionless, don't have any love for anybody or whatever. And that's why when people see you out in public, it's inauthentic. You know what I'm saying? You come across as, oh, she a fan favorite or this and that or whatever. But then when you see the person in real life, it's like, who the hell is this?
Right. Yeah,
you
it's
know?
I don't know. These kids today, I really don't know. It's sad, you know, and I'm just really truly proud that I don't have to deal with that with my son, because I think my son been here before. You know, he 19,
Okay.
you know, he
Mm-hmm.
19, but I've never had any issues out of him through school, grade
That's
school,
good.
not through high
Mm-hmm.
school, not through college. Um, you know, he's always been respectful. He quiet. You know, I ain't never
Okay.
worried about him being in no gangs. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm proud of that because he a young man, and young men are easily influenced by the
Yes.
community. You know, so that's why I try
Absolutely.
to not to even let him, you know, be around that type of stuff. You know,
Yeah,
because it's an influence. You know,
it
and
is.
yeah, so you know, my hats go off, you know, to my son KJ. You know, because like I said, he a young man that really got it together. You know,
That's what's
he
up.
really truly got it together. He's 19 years old, Deanna.
Mm-hmm.
He owned his own car.
Okay.
He had his own house. You know, you know who doing that in 19? You know what I mean? You
Not a
know,
lot.
not a lot doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just proud of him being, you know, because like I said, he could have easily got caught up in that in that
Absolutely.
you know in that era. You know, but he didn't. So my hat go off to him for that. You know, but
You gotta want that though. You gotta want to be different, and you gotta have the sense, you know what I'm saying,
right,
to be like not succumb to the peer pressure.
right,
Cause, you know, I look at like I'm still learning things or whatever, and some things I feel like I was a late bloomer in, but more times than not, the friends I had as teenagers, they would say, let's do this, let's do that. And I would always be the one to say no, and I had to walk home by myself, or,
right,
they were all having sex and I wasn't, and they all, had babies very early and I didn't. And it was like, but it was
right.
like that's all I was around. But I still didn't want that.
Yeah, yeah. And like I say, I tell him all the time. I say, you know, you have to be able to know your surroundings. I say, when you
Right,
see something about to go down, you need to go the other way. You need to walk the other way. You know,
right.
and I tell him all the time. This is my motto to him. I tell him, I say, when you do stupid shit happens,
Absolutely.
and that's a fact. And
Absolutely.
and that's what I live by with him. And he'll tell you, if I called him right now and if I tell him, I say, KJ, what do I always tell you? And he's gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same thing I just said, because it's a fact. It's a proven fact.
But
When you do
I,
stupid shit
I,
happens.
I bet you it was a lot of stupid things, going down or whatever. And your name, that saying that you gave him rung true in his head, like,
Right.
up, it's time for me to get up out of here.
Right. And you know, like I said, like with me, for an example, you know, and I can speak from experience, because even though my father taught me that, I
Right,
had no other choice but to teach my son that, because it truly made
right.
sense. Because when I
Mm-hmm.
was my son age, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
I was a motherfucker, Tiana. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a bad kid growing up. You know, it was
Right.
more or less like I took on that grown role real quick.
Right.
So I started doing grown things early,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of it didn't make sense. Um, it's just like you have to have some type of standards and some type of morals. And I'm just glad
Right.
he had that. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm glad he had that.
I mean, but even though you saying some of the things you did didn't make sense or whatever, we can never say they lost and say always lessons, and you was able to pay it forward to your son. You know what I'm saying? So it
Absolutely.
was like he don't have to deal with that because you're telling him firsthand, like, look, this happened, and I feel like more parents, they be trying to hide their past, or they always be saying, I had to work hard or I had to do this. Tell them exactly what the hell you went through, and maybe they will listen. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids be like, oh, my parent, oh, they can't tell me nothing, this and that, whatever. And times have changed, but baby,
Right.
ain't nothing new under the sun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But like I say, I'm just glad he's that type of child that listen.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Because you some of these kids you can talk to them and go in one end right out the other.
I'm trying to tell you.
So I'm like I said, I'm just glad he's one of those um that actually pay attention to what I say and not just
Yeah,
hear me and take heed to what I'm saying.
right.
Um Another, I'm gonna throw something else at you.
Okay.
Uh what is the most outrageous lie you ever told?
I can't say I really lied. Even when I was younger, I was with my play sister and some of her other friends,
Okay.
and her sister stole something at the store and end up getting caught, and we all was together. So they gonna try to put me on the phone to have me lie,
Right, right. For you to
calling
collaborate the
home,
story.
talking about somebody jumped on us or some man tried to do something to us, and we at the police station. I was like, this what really happened. They was in the background like, ah, because I could never lie. I couldn't lie. That's one thing I'm not. I'm not a liar.
Mm-mm. Oh shit! Me coming up, I had so many. I don't even know which one the best I could tell. Shit, I had so
I
many
didn't
of
ever
them.
lie. Everybody lied and said they was with me. They all lied to their parents saying they was at our house and stuff like that. And they would be coming there and they would have to come in there and wake me up out of my sleep talking about, no, see, our kid is in the bed. That's what I'm saying. And when I wanted to do stuff, I would ask them. I did what I was supposed to do. And
Right,
I was able to have the freedom that I needed because they trusted me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't break my curfew, or if something was happening, something was going on, or something I wanted to do, or if I wanted to spend the night, I just always called.
right. Well, I mean, when you were definitely a good child then, because
Now my
me,
kids, on the other hand, baby, these girls up in here. Oh, when I say the spirit be waking me up out of my sleep to go get them, I'm not lying. Like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, for real. I be hopping up like, where you at? Texting the phone. I'm on my way. Though you better not move.
you had that problem out of Kiera too. I mean, Akira.
Abs. Yes.
Oh man, yeah, these kids
But
nowadays,
see,
it's different.
but it's a difference though, because the dad is not in the home with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And I be telling people, and I'm like, my dad really wasn't as present as much as I would like for him to be.
right.
And that's why I really love black men. I don't know. I've never went today outside my race either, but I just feel like the presence of the black man is just, I hold it in a high regard.
That's
And
what's up.
I feel like it's truly needed. I respect it when you could find a man that could be a great leader, and he could also be teachable, and he could also be vulnerable. But like it's like when he step up, it's like people know, you know what I'm saying? Okay, he means business.
Right.
Like don't play with this man, you know?
Right.
And I just felt like, you know, maybe if we had more of that, because a lot of things with these women out here and some men too, or whatever, you know, just small kids or, you know, young adults or whatever, it be misdirected energy and missing love.
And that's what I truly agree with you 100% because I think that's what's missing in a lot of these households. I think
Yes.
no dad being in presence um, determines the direction these childs are going in, or these kids are going in. So
Absolutely.
I can see where that makes a lot of sense, you know. Um,
Hmm.
but like I say, that's the whole nothing shell. No father is present, and
Right.
and if the father is still somewhat around, you
Right.
know, uh, I think the mom have a lot to do with not letting the dad be a dad, even though he's living another life somewhere else. You still have to let that
Right.
man do his job as this child's father.
And see, that was my thing. I didn't do that. I still wanted them to be present more. But don't just be present when the Christmas time come around or the birthdays, whatever, so that
Right,
when the school is calling, you got to sacrifice and come on too. When
right,
they acting up, come on over here so we both can sit down and talk to them. Or when
right.
everything is happening, I'm not just taking care of everything. I'm calling you, filling you in on everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, it was times even when the dad wasn't present, and they would come and they want to get the kids for the whole Christmas break or the whole summer. You know, I could have been selfish and been like, well, you ain't been here. No, these my kids, and I want to see them open up what I get them or whatever. Hell, I was buying gifts, putting the daddy name on there too,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
to me it was just the importance that the child felt that they received something from both parents, or both parents loved them. You know what I'm saying? However they received that.
yeah. That's true. That's absolutely true. But
But
like I
you
say,
got to have a different mindset to think like that.
you do. And most women in today's society, most women don't think like that though. Because the first thing
They
they'll be
don't.
saying was "fuck him" or "fuck that," "fuck your dad." Your dad ain't this, and that's wrong that they
Absolutely.
do that. It's wrong that women talk to their kids like that about their father. They should. That's something they should never ever do. Nothing they should ever
I
do.
say, I say, I'm not a man. I only do what I can do. But it seems like when a woman is doing more, it's like we don't get the love and grace and support. It's like we don't do enough, and we're doing a million jobs. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can speak for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like then the daddy come up, you know, one time here and there, whatever, and he's father of the central. But it still goes back to that respectable presence. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when the man is there to enforce and, you know, hold up the woman, it's like that's how the family unit should be. I mean, I would love to see it. I would love to see more of it, you know what I'm saying, from our black kings and queens. And that's how we should be treating each other, you know what I'm saying? Sitting
Absolutely.
down, communicating with each other and hearing what the other person is saying and being respectable and comprehending what they're saying. And if you don't, saying, what did you mean by that? Instead of coming up with your own damn preconceived, you know, answer or analyzing what they said and not knowing actually what they said in your mind, and it's
Right.
still a disconnect.
Right. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. I mean, I got to agree with you when you're right, and you're definitely right about that. But
Because two people could be talking and nobody hear nothing each other is saying,
right.
because everybody's so worried about being right versus being understood.
Facts. Facts. You yeah, you're right. You're right. But it's sad that it's like that though. It's a sad world
It
that we
is.
live in, and it's. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I'm lost for words right now. But that's just how it
But
is, though.
It is, but that's why I say too. And you know how they had all these different lists up on, you don't go here on the first date, you don't go on the first date. You
Right,
need to
right.
go to the damn coffee shop on the first date. You need to take a damn walk on the first date. You need to go sit on the park bench on the first date because you need to strip down all the bells and whistles of what each person has and see who the hell you left with. That's the real person right there. And if
But
you
you
can't
know,
even have talk with this person or to find out what common interests or mutual respect and engage with this person for 30 minutes or an hour and a half or whatever,
right.
ain't no way in hell no other doors or boxes should be getting opened up.
You're right. You're right. But you know, like when I be seeing that type of stuff, I analyze who it's coming from,
Exactly.
and my take on it is if if a woman like that don't have anything to bring to a table, nor do she have any set goals,
Right.
then she a liability.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
I
Is
know, but
is
at the same time, it may take a little minute for the man to see that if he's leading with, oh, I'm trying to impress her. I'm pulling out all the stops. I'm pulling up in a Lambo. I'm buying her a gift the first damn date or the second date. I'm flying her out. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this and that. You didn't even get to see who the hell you was dealing with.
right. That's true
Now
too.
she crazy.
Yeah, that's true too. Because guys will have the tendency to try to pull out all the stop to impress. You know,
Yes.
and you shouldn't have to lead with your wallet. You shouldn't
That's
have
what
to
I'm
lead.
saying.
You shouldn't have to lead with your
That's
wallet.
why that's why when you getting to know the person up front, you're getting to know the person. So talk to the person.
That's facts. Yeah,
and,
but
on both ends, man or woman, if a person is not open to you having a conversation with them or getting to talk to them or going to like a coffee house or a walk or something like that, that that's the biggest flag ever right there. There you go, boom.
right,
It shouldn't even
yeah,
be no damn date too.
right, and spending $300 and $400 on the first date, that's absurd.
Hello, hello.
That's absurd. You
Because
know,
there's so many women out here. Oh, I'm just going with him for the food. Baby, I love my piece so much. I will park the car, get in me an Uber, go get my favorite lobster I want to get, have me a couple of Mai Tais, get back in the Uber, bring my ass back home,
yeah,
and go to bed. And it's not to say I don't need a man, but I really like to enjoy the company that I entertain.
right,
I ain't just
yeah,
going for the food because Joe might be crazy as hell. And I don't want to eat Joe food and spend Joe money and then he think I'm his woman now.
but you know what too is, and it's funny that this conversation here come up because I got something else I had. I wasn't going to talk about this right now, but it
Okay.
kind of segues into um what we pretty much what we're talking about. And I'm gonna read
Okay.
it. It says, "I think women are foolish to pretend they're equal to men. They are far superior and always have been. Whatever you give a woman, she will greater it. If you give her sperm, she will give you a baby. If you give her a house, she'll give you a home. If you give her groceries, she'll give you a meal. If you give her a smile, she'll give you her heart. She multiplies and enlarges everything you give her. You give her crap, be ready to get. If you give her crap, be ready to receive a ton of shit." And that it makes sense.
It do make sense, but guess what? You can't say if you give a sperm, you give a baby because there's a whole bunch of women that ain't mothers out here.
Well, that's true,
You
but
can't say
it's just the
if you give a
preconceived notion. It's
right,
just the
right,
preconceived notion. That's mainly like 9 times out of 10. This is what happened if you give a woman sperm.
right.
You run the risk of giving her a baby. So I just
Absolutely.
thought that would be. I thought that was a great segue to read that.
I think it was, and I don't think men and women are equal. Like I
Not at
said, the
all.
presence of a man. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be masculine, and that's what I want. I want to be in my full femininity when I'm around you. I
Right.
want to be able to relax. I
Feel
want to be
protected.
nurturing.
You want to
I
feel
want to feel
protected.
protected.
Right.
I don't have to use this big old voice to talk to you. I should be able to talk to you or touch you to calm you down, and you know what I'm saying, all that. But these men, they don't want women to be feminine. They want you to 50-50 or 100, make all the money. Hell, you got to cook, you got to do this, you got to do all these things, and they don't want to do nothing. So it's like, do we have roles or don't we?
Right.
That's all I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
Yeah. Okay, hold on.
It's now time for What's Your Glam?
Hey, everybody. So, like I was saying earlier, my name. Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Deanna, and we are tuning in to my segment, which is What's Your Glam? And like I was telling you guys earlier, how I came up with the hashtag What's Your Glam is just your everyday life. You know, it doesn't mean you have to be glamorous, although we'll get into all of that. But what's your glam could be something simple as your favorite lipstick, your favorite song. If you got a favorite latte you like to drink, you putting on your favorite shirt or your lucky shirt, just being around your favorite person, painting, whatever you like to do. Life be life, and then we go through all these different things, and sometimes we can't just hop on a plane and be like, I'm gonna get out of here and take a vacation, or unplug to get away from everything, everybody. But you can incorporate those small things into your life that keep you smiling, keep you upbeat, keep your day going. So I want y'all to tune in, and I want you guys to follow me on my Instagram. I do have an Instagram, Elite Glamour Girls, and you also can follow me on Miss Deanna. And I want you to hit us up on the our YouTube podcast as well, Situations of Podcast. So hit me back with your hashtag What's Your Glam, and I want to hear from you all on what your glam is.
All right, there you have it, y'all. The new segment on What's Your Glam. And I can assure you she has a lot more in store for this segment, you know.
Yes.
But we're gonna work our way up to that. We don't want to give it all to you at one time. We're gonna work our way up to that. So
Absolutely.
so Tiana, like I said, we are in first episode of season 2, and
Yes.
we definitely gonna do some amazing things. I saw that we had quite a few people tune in to this live. So we
Okay.
still have those tickets that we're gonna be giving away. I wanted to get some
Okay.
tickets away today, but no one seemed to have followed what the instruction that was given. So we're gonna
Right.
roll them over into next week's episode. Um,
Okay.
Johnny, you got something you want to add?
I just want to say thank everybody for tuning in, and just show up for yourself. Show up for the ones you love, and keep spreading love and positivity.
Amen. I can attest to that.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's show. We greatly appreciated it. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday for another amazing episode of Situations the Podcast.
Okay, there you have it, everyone. You have now watched season 2, episode 13, and we have many more episodes to go. We have many more amazing guests that's due to appear on season 2.
Yes.
We got a lot of more giveaways that we're gonna be doing. So we ask that you guys make sure you get over to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast at Situations the
Yes.
Podcast to be that qualifies you to win these giveaways that we're gonna be doing. Every other few weeks or so, we're gonna have something special to get back to those that show their love and support for us. Okay.
And y'all know y'all like free stuff.
Right. So we're gonna have some free stuff. Like she said, we're gonna have some free stuff for you guys. So So make sure you guys, I tell you what, I'm going to do something even better. I'm going to do something even better, Deanna. Since no one
Okay.
commented today like I wanted to interact,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the comments. I'm going to take some comments once this video post. I'm going to
Okay.
take comments out of off the YouTube channel. How about that? How about we do that?
Okay.
We could do something
That's
off
cool.
Facebook, something off YouTube, and we'll.
Okay.
So this is what I want you guys to do. Listen to me closely. Hold on, let me wet my whistle. I want to make sure I get this out right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell us why you should deserve these tickets. A night out on Situations the podcast. We're gonna take two lucky winners, and we're gonna give you 2 tickets to see the Chicago White Sox. Amazing seats. Okay. But here's the qualifications. In the comments, we want you to tell us why you feel you should have these tickets. Why we should give them to you. Okay. Once you do that, if we pick you, you're going to have, how much time should we give them to contact us for the tickets? Deanna.
I mean, we could give them within 24 hours, I guess. You know.
Okay. All right.
That's
Well, you
enough
got
time.
24 hours. If we pick you and we reach out to you, you got 24 hours to reply back to us. That way we can get you the tickets. Once we give you the tickets and the night of the game, I want you to take some video.
Yes.
Take some video, right? Take some video of you out at the ballpark with you and your significant other, your girlfriend, whoever you want to take. And I want you to give us a major shout out, and I want you to send us that clip. What we're gonna do then, we're gonna take that clip and we're gonna air it the following episode to show people that we really standing on business, like people say. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So there you have it, everybody. We really appreciate you guys tuning in to this episode of Situation the Podcast. So we just want to say, you guys continue to show the support and continue to make sure you follow. And we'll see you guys next week. Next week, we'll see you guys next week. And
yes.
Until then, you guys stay blessed. And we'll see you there.
See you next week.